A hefty £85 million of the King's pure gold was splashed by Liverpool to bring in Darwin Nunes on board in the summer of 2022. With Manchester City snagging Erling Haaland for less, expectations were high for the Uruguayan to become the new face of Jurgen Klopp's squad, shredding defences and competing for the Golden Boot season after season. Looking at the numbers in Darwin's first campaign in England, it wasn't too shabby. His tally of 15 goals and 4 assists in 42 appearances might have not raised eyebrows, but it didn't shield him from mockery, especially for the chances he missed. Missing 20 big chances was enough for some fans to label Darwin as the Uruguayan Andy Carroll. This season is just the same story, with Darwin already outdoing his last season's missed chance record by notching up 21 so far, which again has become a punchline among rival fans. Yet, despite these missed opportunities, the Uruguayan remains undeniably vital to Klopp's plan. So, smash that like button and subscribe. Let's dive into why Darwin deserves a heap more praise than he's currently getting. Debunking the myth. Let's start by clarifying something up front. Last season, Erling Haaland set the bar incredibly high, leaving fans with sky-high expectations. Not every forward can boast of netting 52 goals in 53 outings. It's a feat even Haaland himself is struggling to replicate this year. When Darwin Nunes transferred to Liverpool, and with a heftier price tag than Haaland's move to City, many expected him to rival Erling stride for stride. However, the reality was that both clubs were at different stages. City needed just one more piece to complete their puzzle following Aguero's departure, and Tottenham's refusal to sell Harry Kane, and Haaland slotted into Guardiola's setup perfectly. Liverpool, in contrast, were navigating through a period of change. Klopp kept relying on Henderson, Fabinho and Keita throughout the campaign, and didn't fully address this transition. With Mane's exit and Firmino frequently sidelined due to injuries, the Reds' gameplay inevitably shifted, posing a challenge for Darwin to quickly find his footing in the Premier League. Yet, as we mentioned earlier, Darwin's goal count was anything but a letdown. The real scrutiny came from his supposed frequent missing of big chances, but let's pause for a moment. Is that criticism entirely accurate? Did Darwin truly squander more opportunities than any other striker? Well, the answer is no, so let's dive deeper. Last season, Nunez missed fewer significant opportunities than both Haaland and Marcus Rashford, and he missed as many as Mo Salah and Ollie Watkins, despite having the lowest expected goals, 12.1, and fewest shots, 84 among the strikers mentioned. So was the criticism fair? Absolutely not. Perhaps one reason Darwin Nunes' missed opportunities stood out more is because he didn't start as many games as other forwards. He didn't play as much, but still missed as many chances, which put a tag on his finishing. Coupled with his hefty transfer fee, a red card in his first Premier League start, and Liverpool's overall disappointing campaign, these factors placed firmly under the microscope. This season, it might seem like Darwin's problem with missing big chances is persisting, or even worsening. He's tied with Erling Haaland for the most big chances missed at 21 each. So why does the situation appear to be deteriorating? Well, it boils down to Darwin underperforming against his expected goals, netting just 9 from an anticipated 12.3. However, is it fair to label him as a poor finisher, as some rivals suggest? Well, the answer is not straightforward, and we're here to shed some light on this. Indeed, Darwin's finishing stats aren't as stellar as some of his peers, often falling short of his XG per 90 minutes, which fuels the narrative that he's lacking in the finishing ability. Yet, it's important to recognise that Nunez' challenges are not so much technical than they are mental, or more precisely related to his temperament. Darwin has a tendency to lever the ball with power whether he takes the chance. Not only that, but he does not hesitate to take a shot, leading the league in the total number of shots taken. He doesn't hesitate to strike, regardless of his position on the field, often opting to unleash a powerful shot. This approach is evident in the sheer volume of his attempts from outside the penalty area alone. To some, these observations might not sufficiently counter the argument that Darwin's struggles are technical, suggesting he's simply not adept with the ball at his feet. However, this assumption is far from the truth. Consider the statistics. Darwin unleashed 20 shots from outside the penalty area. If his ball striking were truly deficient, one would expect a significant portion of these attempts to veer off target, correct? Yet, out of those 20 shots, Darwin managed to convert one into a goal against Burnley, had 7 shots blocked, underscoring his willingness to shoot even in less than ideal circumstances, and 9 were on target, saved by the goalkeeper. Only 3 shots from outside the box missed the target entirely. If he was really that bad technically, his shots wouldn't be this accurate, would they? Again, it's a matter of decision making and temperament, hence the numbers of blocked shots from outside the area. Still not convinced? Let's look at further evidence. Darwin has demonstrated his capability to finish clinically when the opportunity arises. A prime example is his composed chip over Mark Flecken in the match against Brentford. This goal epitomizes his finishing skill when he's in the right mindset, further supporting the argument that his main challenge is managing his eagerness and decision making in the heat of the moment. Where did this finish come from? Well, the talent has always been there. Darwin simply needs the right circumstances, time and space to execute a flawless finish. And the goal against Brentford wasn't an isolated display of his cool demeanour in scoring situations. Recall Liverpool's emphatic 4-0 victory over Bournemouth, where Darwin initiated the scoring in a one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper. He demonstrated his finesse by gently nudging the ball into the net. Let's be clear, we're not claiming Darwin is the top finisher in the league. He has quite a journey ahead to earn that accolade, yet it's evident that his difficulties in scoring are not due to the deficiency in technical skill. Should Nunez focus on enhancing his composure and managing his impulse to forcefully strike the ball at every opportunity, there is little doubt that his finishing will see significant improvement. But again, let's be honest here, he's been kind of unlucky this season, right? We know that it's a common excuse when forwards miss big opportunities, but come on, the Uruguayan set a record in Liverpool's game against Chelsea after he hit the woodwork 4 times. So far this season he has hit the post or crossbar 12 whole times, the most of anyone since Luis Suarez in 2013-14, so it's fair to say that luck isn't working in Darwin's favour this campaign. Creativity. Now here's something that makes up for Darwin's finishing. It's a knack for creating plays. Yep, that's another big point on why it's clear he's not lacking any technical skills when he's got the ball. Darwin has the tendency to drift to the left side, right? From there, he using his pace and physicality, he blasts past defenders and then whips in some top-notch crosses with either foot. He's racked up a bunch of assists doing just that with Benfica. No shocker then that he's way up there in the 92nd percentile when it comes to expected assists, already bagging 7 assists from what is supposed to be 5.3 expected assist goals in the league. A crucial piece to Klopp's system. Now wait a second, there's another reason to why Darwin misses a fair share of chances, and it's actually tied to his knack for creating those opportunities in the first place. Yep, it's a bit of a double-edged sword situation. Stick with us here, we're about to break it down. Klopp's Liverpool is up there as one of the top transitional squads we've seen in a while. And let's be real, fitting into this style isn't a walk in the park. It demands players who can lay on a heavy pass in midfield and then make the most out of the spaces that pops up when your team snags a high turnover. Enter Darwin's speciality. He's not there just making up the numbers in Liverpool's press, he's actively shutting down passing lanes and going in for tackles. But it's his savvy for sniffing out when the dangerous spaces are going to be and timing his runs perfectly that really sets him apart. And yes, we've got the stats to back this up. Darwin sits 17th in the league for receiving the most progressive passes with 149 to his name. Considering the other 16 are all wingers and midfielders, this stat crowns Darwin as a top forward in this particular aspect. As for his run timing, just replay his second goal against Bournemouth. The moment Gomez got the ball out wide on the right, Darwin was already making his run, slicing between the Cherry centre-backs and into the box, setting himself up as the prime target for Gomez's cross. The Uruguayan ended up meeting the cross, beating 2 Bournemouth players and adding the 4th for the Reds and his second for the game. Another stat that highlights Darwin's knack for being in the right place at the right time is his rank as the 3rd striker in the league for the most touches in the penalty area, with 137, trailing only behind Ollie Watkins and Dominic Solanke. This ability to consistently position himself in dangerous areas is precisely why Darwin ends up missing all of those chances. His intelligent runs not only places him in prime spots to score, but also creates openings for his teammates by pulling and shaking up the opposing defence. Klopp has certainly taken note of these attributes and has woven them into Liverpool's strategy, especially as a plan B. Whenever Liverpool finds themselves stifled during the build-up, they often revert to lofting long balls over the opposition press. Players like Alisson, Van Dijk and Konate are tasked with aiming for Darwin's well-timed runs behind the defence. This tactic is validated by Darwin ranking as the 2nd striker in the league for receiving the most long balls, sitting just behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It underscores his role as Liverpool's go-to option when the standard approach hits the snag, proving he's not just a forward but a strategic pivot in Klopp's playbook. It is safe to say that Darwin's absence is massively felt whenever he's not on the pitch. Liverpool seem to lack the dynamic threat he poses, missing the chaos he orchestrates, and his knack for carving out spaces for his teammates. The Reds' most lackluster performance this season, albeit few, coincided with him being sidelined. A case in point is their recent 3-1 defeat to Arsenal, where Jurgen Klopp's team appeared notably less potent in the first half without a fully fit Darwin leading the line. Even Jamie Carragher agrees with our take. Darwin is simply the catalyst that makes Liverpool tick. Whether, though, is direct contributions or by enhancing the performance of those around him, have you noticed the uptick in Mo Salah's creative stats this season? That surge aligns with an increase in Darwin's playtime, underscoring the significant impact his energetic style has on the team's dynamics. Liverpool supporters shouldn't fret over his finishing. The real concern should arise if he ever stops creating opportunities. However, that seems unlikely anytime soon for Darwin Chaos Nunes. We've shared our insights and now it's your turn. Do you believe Darwin will play a crucial role for Liverpool? Will his finishing prowess see improvement over time? And if so, could he ascend to become one of the most formidable forwards globally? We're eager to hear your views. If you've enjoyed our analysis, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.